Welcome to the 2010-2011 academic year. The video you just saw showed some of the highlights of the past 10 years at Southwestern. With the last 10-year strategic plan coming to an end, we begin Shaping Our Future, the strategic plan for Southwestern University 2010 to 2020. We should not lose focus of everything we've accomplished in the past 10 years, despite the very tough economic times. Your collective efforts are commended and appreciated. Over the summer, several honors came to the Southwestern family, as well as some changes. In June, Sarah Gould, a 2010 graduate, was one of 60 students nationwide named to one of USA Today's 2010 All-USA College Academic Teams. This was a tremendous honor for Sarah and for Southwestern. Also in June, Jamie Woody, Associate Dean for Student Life, received the Robert D. Bradshaw Small Colleges Student Advocate Award from the National Association of Student Personnel Administrators, Region 3. The region covers 11 states, and only one person is selected for the award each year. This summer, Professor Stephen Marble, along with other faculty and staff, launched the new Vicente Villa Summer Scholars Program, named in honor of Dr. Villa, Professor Emeritus of Biology and holder of the John H. Duncan Chair. This program is designed to introduce first-generation Hispanic high school students to the experience of liberal arts education. For 5 weeks, 16 area high school students encountered this campus. Southwestern will keep in touch with these students and encourage them to apply for admission. This month, it was announced that 2 of Southwestern's recent psychology graduates placed in national paper competitions sponsored by Psi Chi, the Psychology Honor Society. This means that 10 students from Southwestern have received awards in the Psi Chi national paper competitions in the past 12 years. It is important to note that all these students were under the direction of Professor Tracy Giuliano, one of Southwestern's newest Brown Chair holders. Staff members who were housed on the second and third floors of the Cullen Building have moved to Mundy Hall in preparation for the long-awaited renovations to the Cullen Building, which we hope will start this fall. The renovation will include replacing all the windows and the HVAC system. Southwestern's physical plant and ITS staff were critical in helping the move to Mundy to be a smooth transition. The first-year class is 42% male and 30% of the students are from underrepresented groups. Both these numbers are up from last year. 49% of the first-year students graduated in the top 10% of their high school class, and these students had an average SAT score of 1215 and an average ACT score of 27. Southwestern is extremely fortunate to have recruited this class, and many of you played a significant role in the process. First, of course, is the admission team. The college admission process is incredibly competitive and will only become more so. In addition to the success in recruiting the first-year class, a major emphasis on transfer students produced a record transfer student enrollment. An important note: Southwestern's athletic department generated 31% of the deposits for the incoming class, nearly 44% of the incoming males, and almost 22% of the incoming females. This was the result of the SU coaches' hard work and recruiting skills. Thank you. This year, the state of Texas passed a new law requiring all incoming students to have had a bacterial meningitis vaccination prior to moving into the residence halls. While this may seem a simple task, it took a Herculean effort to ensure compliance with this law. The counseling and health services staff, Mike Lease, and the parent relations staff worked diligently to assist in the implementation of this requirement, as well as the admission staff. The Paideia program is entering its 7th year with 251 students and 27 professors participating. David Gaines and others continue to offer opportunities through this program that have enormous benefit for the entire community. Over the summer, David took 12 students, faculty, and staff members to Honduras to install computers that were refurbished by several of the Paideia groups. Next month, the hope is to successfully conclude the Pretty Challenge for Paideia, which will enable a permanently funded Paideia program. Raising $6 million by September 30th will enable the university to claim a $3 million matching gift from the Robert and Ruby Pretty Charitable Trust. Several major gifts this year, including a $250,000 gift from the Lord Foundation, are helping the university meet this challenge. A few proposals are still outstanding that can put us over the challenge. 4 new tenure-track faculty members begin this fall, although one of them is a familiar face. Professor Melissa Burns is returning to campus this fall as an assistant professor of history. Melissa taught here in fall 2008 and spring 2009 and spent the past year doing an American Council of Learned Societies Mellon Recent Doctoral Recipients Fellowship. Other new tenure-track faculty members are Lizanne Favell, assistant professor of philosophy, Omar Rivera, assistant professor of philosophy, and Brenda Sendejo, assistant professor of anthropology. Welcome Michelle Achacoso, who joined the staff this month as Director of Institutional Research and Assessment. And welcome back 1995 graduate Carrie Brinkader, who is Southwestern's new head women's basketball coach. Over the summer, 3 new assistant coaches were named: Lauren Johnson, assistant softball coach, Zachary Pope, assistant men's soccer coach, and Sarah Woodbury, assistant swimming coach. Congratulations to Professor Sherry Adrian, who has been appointed to the Dishman Professorship in Special Education, and to Professor Phil Hopkins, who has been appointed to the Lurlin and Durwood Fleming Professorship in Religion and Philosophy. As mentioned earlier, implementation of Southwestern's new strategic plan for 2010 to 2020 has already begun. At the center of this plan is advancing the university's academic mission, and a major step will take place this fall through implementation of the new curriculum. This 4-course per semester model is the most significant change in Southwestern's curriculum in over 3 decades, and it will contribute greatly to improving student learning and will accelerate progress along our trajectory towards being one of the finest liberal arts colleges in the nation. Many of you assisted in this important planning process. The new plan also has 3 supporting strategies for advancing the university's academic mission: enhancing the campus experience and residence life, building far-reaching visibility and recognition, and ensuring the financial vitality and overall sustainability of the institution. This is the first time a Southwestern strategic plan has formally included an initiative related to visibility and recognition. Over the summer, the respected national communications firm Lippman Hearn was retained to conduct broad-based name research. Working directly with Lippman Hearn, a name research task force has been appointed to provide input, to inform the research, provide feedback on the research instruments, and comment on the research findings. Funding for the research comes from a grant from the Amon Carter Foundation and other gifts. A report will be presented to the Board of Trustees for action in late January. In the coming weeks, other groups will work on the financial sustainability and student life strategies. To communicate progress, a website has been created for Shaping Our Future, the Strategic Plan 2010 to 2020, which you can find at this website. Thinking ahead, Southwestern's comprehensive fundraising campaign has raised $104,567,247 as of June 30th. This is good progress in a difficult fundraising environment. This summer, a feasibility study for a second phase of the campaign is helping shape how to fund key priorities in the new strategic plan. That study will be completed in time to present a recommendation regarding the dollar goal and timeline for Phase 2 to the Board of Trustees in October. Major gifts received in the past year include a $1 million gift from longtime alumni supporters Frank and Louise Carvey, which enabled us to balance our budget and meet our goal for the Southwestern Fund. Also, a $1 million pledge was received from Red and Charlene McCombs, and a $980,000 grant from the Brown Foundation Incorporated. Our terrific athletic teams continue to bring recognition to Southwestern. In just its second season, the women's softball team won its first conference title and made it to the NCAA Regional Tournament. Head coach Angela Frobase earned her second consecutive Coach of the Year award, and the team was ranked 23rd in the nation by the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association. 101 student-athletes from Southwestern made the 2010 SCAC Spring Academic Honor Roll, and both the men's and women's swimming teams were named to the College Swimming Coaches Association of America Division III All-Academic Teams. Over the summer, a new LED scoreboard was installed on the field used by men's and women's soccer teams and our men's lacrosse team. The baseball and softball programs have also received new scoreboards over the past few years, and all three scoreboards combined use less electricity than the former baseball scoreboard alone. A new program has been implemented for the renewal of desktop computers. Rather than purchasing new computers with a 4-year life, the university made the decision to lease. Over the summer, 160 new PCs and Macs were installed. This fall, Southwestern's next generation of learning management system will launch, replacing Segway with Moodle. Southwestern's ITS colleagues deserve accolades for their diligent efforts. Southwestern students continue to express a strong interest in civic engagement. Last year, they served more than 20,000 hours in the community during the school year. Funded by the Verizon Foundation, the Domestic Violence Summer Intern Program, which was developed by Southwestern Civic Engagement Director Susie Pukish, may become a model for other colleges across the country. Recognition has recently come through important third-party endorsements. Southwestern was included in the 2011 edition of the Princeton Review's The Best 373 Colleges. We were also among 120 institutions the Princeton Review recommends in its Best in the West section of its website feature, 2011 Best Colleges Region by Region, that was posted August 2nd on PrincetonReview.com. The 2011 edition of the Fisk Guide to Colleges, published by former New York Times education editor Edward Fisk, includes Southwestern in its list of small colleges that are strong in art or design and small colleges and universities that are strong in business. The university continues to be one of the 40 institutions recognized in Colleges That Change Lives. Last week, a brief published by the Education Trust identified Southwestern as one of 34 private colleges and universities in the country with the best track record in graduating Hispanic students in comparison to white students, with an average Hispanic graduation rate of 71.6% and an average white graduation rate of 73.5%. Southwestern has a difference among the two populations of less than 2%. The average gap for private colleges was more than 10%. In October, Southwestern is hosting the Edgar F. Beckham Engaged Diversity Symposium. This symposium will feature 7 presentations by current and former faculty members from Dillard University, Huston-Tillotson University, Morehouse College, Rhodes College, and Southwestern that were funded by a 3-year, $150,000 grant we received from the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation. The Alumni Relations staff is hoping to break yet another attendance record at this year's Homecoming and Reunion Weekend, which will be held November 5th through 7th. Film writer and director Mira Nair will be our 2010 speaker in the Writer's Voice series, sponsored by the A. Frank Smith Jr. Library Center on November 9th. Nair's films include Salam Bombay, Mississippi Masala, and Monsoon Wedding. Music professor Michael Cooper is coordinating Southwestern's 33rd Brown Symposium, which will be held February 24th and 25th. The symposium is titled Think, Converse, Act: The Salon and Its Histories. This symposium will be unique in that it will feature 3 moderated public conversations with 8 to 10 participants each, including some of Southwestern students. Outside guests participating in these salons include Faith Beasley from Dartmouth College, Linda Essig from Arizona State University, Marjorie Garber of Harvard University, Sarah Holmes Miller of Oxford University, and Greg Sando from the Juilliard School. Southwestern's 2011 Schilling Lecture will feature Blake Mykoski, entrepreneur and founder of Tom's Shoes, operating on the simple premise, with every pair purchased, Tom's will give a pair of new shoes to a child in need. That date is being finalized now. The decade 2000 to 2010 will be remembered for many things, including the leadership of Southwestern's 3rd alumnus president, Jake B. Shrum, whose 10th presidential anniversary we celebrated this summer. Together with President Shrum, the Southwestern community stands poised to enter the coming decade, truly engaging minds and transforming lives.